Right. It's 25 February 2025, and today I'm joined by my favorite guest and the most popular man on military matters, General Story. How are you doing?
I'm well, Ngoma Gambakwe. How are you? And welcome all the viewers.
Okay, fantastic. So today we want to be very quick. We have a very important discussion that we need to have, and that is with regards to what is going to happen next. Last week, you gave us insights into what was going to happen, the lack of a political muscle within the group that is trying to topple Mnangagwa. Today, we have had more input or more information coming from that group of people. And I'm going to start here with the announcement that Mnangagwa should be stopped from going into any border. I don't know if you've seen it. The announcement that was put out this evening, I want to play it so that your people can hear it, and then we can give the answer. Okay. I'm trying to get it. Right, let's get started.
Mnangagwa apererwa ari kuronga kutiza kuenda kuDubai. Saka zvatakautaurirai kuti we are winners and we are not going back. Be ready everywhere you are because auzive misi nenguva. Saka iwe auredi takautaura takati garai nemadhata. Mnangagwa ada kutiza adaenda kuDubai. Adaenda kuDubai saka aitenga dzimba achibamara achiendesa kuDubai. Aiziva kuti kana ada kutiza ndokwachaenda ikoko. Saka be ready. Ndakataura ndakati vari pamaWhatsApp. WhatsApp ndo ino affordwa nevanhu vese vazhinji vamwe havasi pamatwitter pane vanhu vashoma but kumaWhatsApp kune vanhu vakawanda. Saka garai mune madhata. Nyaya ndikutaurira is very serious. Mnangagwa ada kutiza adaenda kuDubai. Saka imimi garai muri ready. Atakataura takati this is a year of freedom. Gore rino igore remasimba evanhu. Igore rine chekuita nekusunungurwa kwevanhu are not going back. Hatinei nekuti Mnangagwa ataura nani kana kuti Mnangagwa ataura nani. Handimazvinzwisa. Constitutionally kana nyika yakanga president akomberedzwa nembavha anobviswa. Even Zuma akabviswa nasati apedza term. There is nothing musatyisidzirwe nevanhu. Be strong. Ari kuda kutiza. Izvo zvinotaura ada kutiza. Saka no tirakuti vakomana ngavave vari mabhodha ese ngava vakagadzirira. Haana kwaari kubuda achienda. Hatimbotenderera this time kuti mbavha dzakafanana netungwara dzitise. Mbavha dzakafanana.
Right, I think it's very clear. And I want to unpack a number of issues here. Firstly, Mnangagwa was invited to go and visit Dubai last week. And that invitation is still standing. The man who is speaking here is Comrade Nyogai Mabunu. So the question I want to ask you is Comrade Nyogai Mabunu able to speak for the military? And if what he's saying is true, that Mnangagwa wants to escape to Dubai, what are the implications? The floor is yours, General.
Thank you so much, Ngoma Gambakwe. You know, we need to be very careful when we are commenting on the national issues. Number one thing we have to do is to check the credibility of information which is being circulated. Because amongst the things which is happening in the country, you know, there is something which is called the abuse of the media. People are waking up talking what they want to see. And because of people not being in a position to verify, it is actually creating a lot of conspiracy theory which doesn't come to pass at the end of the day. So firstly, I cannot be in a position to comment what Comrade Nyogai Mabunu has done, has said on the group or on whatever platform he is talking. But what I understand is that taking the fact that he is not a spokesperson of the military, number two, he was never appointed a spokesperson of the camp or a faction which is pushing the stepping down of Mnangagwa. I don't think I can take that man serious, because there's a lot of things which he has said prior to this message, which didn't come to pass. What we understand is that the country is in a problem. Exactly what I said, and this is what we believe in Zimbabwe independent movement. The country is at a starting point. We need progress. And again, for us to have that progress, there are two missing elements which must be worked out by the Zimbabweans. Number one is accountability. Number two, it is unity. When we have that unity and accountability, definitely so, we are going to push for progress. And if people will say, how will we have the progress when we have got people who are looting? That is why I mentioned accountability. We need to understand this ZANU-PF strategy of babysitting people's mind by staging a lot of people who come to speak whatever they want, because they know the real situation on the ground is disadvantaging the masses. Therefore, we've got a lot of deployed counterintelligence personnel who are coming speaking exactly what we want to see, so that we can identify and come for those who mean the real change. Another issue which I want to outline while I'm still talking about that is the issue on having a united purpose. When we fail to check the credibility of a man, let us go on the platform on how is he approaching the matters which he is elaborating, as far as having everyone in the camp and grasp the unity of purpose for what we want. So all those sort of things, they have got missing dots. We are not actually getting a clear way on whatsoever they want. As again, Zimbabwe independent movement, we don't believe that Comrade Nyoka Mabunu is speaking for the masses. I know he is speaking for the faction he is speaking to, and trying to lure and bring everyone into the ideology they are having. You understand? But the fundamental point here is that there is no one who can walk with one person in a path without understanding or having that unit of purpose. We are talking of including everyone into the idea they are having, signing the memorandum of understanding with all the people who will understand exactly what is the way we need to take. All these things are not being done clearly so with transparency, which can actually show or motivate the masses. We only hear different positions from the audios which are being sent and interviews which are being done. You know, as much as we have to understand again that, you know, we cannot attribute the failures of ZANU-PF to one person. ZANU-PF is a system. If we have something which we need to push for now, is to actually win the national army from the system of ZANU-PF, because that one will also require us to work out an equation which is going to navigate us to a point where we are going to have that army independent from ZANU-PF, because as their DNA traces back to the veins of ZANU-PF, starting from the time we got a liberation, they are still having the very same tactics of ZANU-PF, and that DNA is forcing the army to defend ZANU-PF as a system. So we need to know what path should we take and what do we want to see. We don't want to see Mnangagwa gone. We want to see ZANU-PF gone as a system, because the system of ZANU-PF itself, it has got its own way of dealing with things, and those ways they are using are not working for the people. So we don't want someone who just come to attribute issues on a personal figure, then try to make us divert the focus of bringing down the system of ZANU-PF, which is using the system, marginalizing our people, which is looting our minerals, which is disadvantaging our elderly people, which is actually also disregarding the brain drain which is happening in the country by the massive externalization of the old energetic people of the young generations. So we need to be very clear on that. So my position, as for what he said, I don't actually take it serious. I think it's just a matter of seeking relevance, because there are two things in Zimbabwe which is paying. Number one, the relevance is paying. Once you have got a massive following and a lot of audience who can listen to your words, you become relevant. It is something which you can merchandise. Number two, we also have the issue of creating a big constituents which you can actually feed to actually take your direction of ideologies. You can actually sell that. So we don't want people who are coming here to play politics which does not have a clear path of following.
Okay, so General, I agree with you that there's a lot of misinformation and people are hungry for direction, and the war veterans have disappeared. So Comrade Nyokai Mabunu has stepped into the vacuum, and there is no one right now who is speaking for the military. The military is quiet. Kasukwere is quiet. Chamisa is quiet. The war veterans are quiet. So Nyokai Mabunu is now the man who speaks for everyone. So what I've done is I've invited Comrade Nyokai Mabunu, and if we're lucky, by the time we're done here, he's going to be able to join us. And then we can ask him the questions that you want to ask. So are you saying Mnangagwa is not going to flee? What is Comrade Nyokai Mabunu trying to do when he says that Mnangagwa is going to flee?
You know, any information given and never manifest will remain the conspiracy theory. I don't believe that we can link whatever information which is being given by Comrade Nyokai Mabunu to anything which is happening connecting the war veterans. Because we heard Comrade Geza, when he wanted to speak about what he wanted to speak about, he came himself. He did, I think, a number of press statements, making sure that he is elaborating what he wants to see, setting his position and inviting the public to join his position, because he was telling people that the advantage on what I'm saying is that the people's life will be better. And when he did his last, we have never seen any appointed spokesperson or a person to act on behalf. So with my own view, I don't want to speak what I think. I don't think Comrade Nyokai Mabunu is linked to Comrade Geza. Unless otherwise, I'm talking my position. I'm such a person who doesn't want to be convinced of something which I don't have effect. So let us not believe everything simply because we are desperate for a change. We are desperate for a change. We need the country to have unity. We need the country to have accountability so that we can start seeing progress. We have got problems inside the country because ZANU-PF is giving immunity to the people and victimizing the people who wants to push progress. Right now we have got Blessed Mhlanga. What is his problem by covering Comrade Geza? Nothing. But there are trumped up charges now which are even obscured even to understand what exactly they mean. So what I want to say, Mkoma Gambakwe, we need ZANU-PF gone. We don't need Mnangagwa gone. Mnangagwa is representing a system, and that system is the one which gave birth to the national army. To the national army. That national army now is becoming a problem. which is hindering the democratic change of the system in Zimbabwe or of the government. We had Tsvangirai won in 2008. What happened? The military blocked the way. We had Chamisa won in 2023. What happened? The military also blocked. You understand? And that system, it shows that it is the one which must change the government every time. We cannot change the government with military coups every time. So there's nothing to annulate them. There's nothing to annulate. Let Mnangagwa continue displaying his failure, representing a system which is failing the people, while we are forming a democratic means of replacing the system and putting the system which is going to take for serious the accountability, which is going to unite the people and then push for progress. And making sure that whoever is in the system not representing progress, we take out that person without any challenge of immunity from the system, which is from the government or system which is in place. That is the problem we are having in Zimbabwe. We need a problem which is going to address the issues which caused the people of Zimbabwe to go out. 49% of the national population is living abroad. 95% of the youth is unemployed. Now we are having drugs which are being rolled out in the streets. Nothing is happening to those people who are doing that. Once we go to the level of having our community kept intoxicated by the drugs, then we know the future is done, no matter who is who. But the fact that is that the reason why those people are doing it successful, they are having immunity and they are taking advantage that there is a lack of accountability.
Okay. Right. I think, General, it's very clear. And what I like about you is you are very systematic. So you take a principled approach, and I can trace what you're saying from start to finish. You are saying that instead of following a personality, the people of Zimbabwe should come together and form a proper opposition which is going to remove the ZANU-PF system. Mnangagwa is not the problem. The problem is the whole system by ZANU-PF. And also, the military should not step into politics. Is that what you're saying? Did I misrepresent you somewhere?
Exactly. That is exactly what I'm saying. We agree that we are a democratic country. The process of democracy is being hindered by the interference of the military. So we cannot always have military having the flag raised for being the heroes in a system change. Every time we need to change a government or a face of a government, we have military interference. That is a clear situation to show there is a problem in the country. We need the people of Zimbabwe to determine who must rule them. As from now, we are having a problem. Since 2000, when the pressure of opposition politics coming with a different ideology came to existence, ZANU-PF diverted the focus straight from development into the capturing of the every promising opposition groups, which is not something which is benefiting the people. The whole focus now in the very system which I say the people of Zimbabwe must come together is the system which is busy capturing the people who promises to or who poses a threat to their power. So we are having a situation where the central government has diverted the focus from development into protection of power. We need to develop that develop that tendency, the tendency which is going to redefine the political matrix from defending power into defending the future and defending the state. The state doesn't belong to ZANU-PF. State is the state and comprising of the people who live in that state, and they have got a right to define who exactly they want to rule. And the game of politics, it is the opposition criticizing the ruling, selling the manifesto on the platform of podium, making sure that we convince the masses will be informed and take political choice without any interference or intimidation. And when we do that, the one who won must go into the government. The opposition will be the one to push accountability outside, making sure that that is exactly what we need in the country. But we are not having that. We are not having that. We are having politics being driven by intelligence, intimidation, and army interference. That is a whole wrong narrative. We don't want it. As of today, we don't want it because military intervened in 2017. Nothing happened. They cannot tell us the way that people they impose into power, how devil they are, and then select another one. Like now what they are doing, they are not coming to the people of Zimbabwe to say the president has failed. What is your suggestion? What can we do? They are saying no, Mnangagwa must go, we need Chiwenga in power. That is nonsense. It's nonsense. They are not consulting. There is no unit of purpose in whatever decision which is going to take. It goes back to what I said last week. It is going to benefit ZANU-PF. We don't want ZANU-PF as a system. ZANU-PF with its people must go. Then we are done that way. So instead of people focusing on the wave of these people who are doing factional fights, let the people of Zimbabwe converge, find each other, and make sure that they form one movement which is going to have a unit of purpose and make sure that we redefine our political game in such a way that it is going to define our direction of what we want to see. That is exactly what we want. We don't want army playing heroes here.
Okay. I think, General, that's a very big topic, and many people will take time to understand what you're saying, but I totally get you. What people want right now is someone to remove someone that is very dangerous. And that is what I'm hearing from many people. That Mnangagwa, they failed to remove him. He has killed the generals. He has damaged the economy. If you try to go on the street and demonstrate, he's going to kill you. That is why people are looking for a hero, a Superman. There is no one currently who is able to remove Mnangagwa. Do you agree that it's not possible for ordinary people to remove Mnangagwa? That's why they want the army.
The army can remove Mnangagwa, but he is representing a system. I still insist on that. As much as Mnangagwa is doing exactly what Mugabe was doing, it is not his choice. It is because it is the DNA of system. You know, Mkoma Gambagwe, the problem we are having is the puppetry politics in our country. Our government is a puppet to the capital monopoly. And again, our opposition, they are becoming the puppets of the government. This was a compromised revolution. We have compromised it soon after the Lancaster House, as I have said, that as much as they have agreed to have the land expropriation delay for the 10 years, agreeing for the white compensation by the Margaret Thatcher regime before we expropriate our land without compensation, by so doing 2000, the 10-year was lapsed already. By that time, instead of honoring the promises of the Lancaster House, we have a political influence from the external forces, which started to create and fund oppositions, which came also to sell ideology of making sure that we need a regime change. You know, that regime change is being pushed using the two factors. Number one is economic sabotage. Number two, also it is political interference. That political interference and economic sabotage, it created the situation where the country became the survival of the fittest. That is why today we have got this cabal thing and whatsoever, because the pipes of free flow of the economic drive in the country, they are closed. I have got some of the videos where other people were saying Sunga one, Sunga doesn't. It is not working for us. We need to redefine this thing and make sure that we come together as the people of Zimbabwe. As of now, let's advocate for dissolving the whole system of ZANU-PF and come to form an alternative government which is going to push accountability, unity, and progress. Then we will start playing our politics once our minds are actually decolonized. Because as of now, we don't have direction. We've got issues. Right now, we've got Mtwakasi. Mtwakasi is even vowing to cut Zimbabwe into two because of the issues which are not addressed by the very system which is in power. Those are the Zimbabweans who are even wishing to break away because they have got grievances which was not addressed for over 20 years. We are busy fighting for removing this one, put this one, removing this one, put this one. We know that Nelson Chamisa won about 2023 elections, irrespective of what ideology is he representing or whatsoever. But as the main key player, he rejected the results because of lack of accountability. What happened? They were rejected, not contested, but no one deemed to even come and revisit that and see what is the choice of the people. Take the winning of ZANU-PF, 2 million out of 4 million. 4 million people are voting out of 16 million. You understand? This is just a mess. Where the 4 million can vote ZANU-PF, they can't represent 16 million people. Where are other 12 million? They're outside. Those are the key issues we need to look into. So we are having a country which is divided. 2 million who voted ZANU-PF are taking decision for almost 14 million people who didn't do anything. The 2 million voted for the opposition, and the other 4 million didn't. They didn't vote, and the other 8 million, they're outside the country. What is such a country? Do we have a country, or we are just having something or an island for a small people of group? It doesn't work like that. So this is the high time we need to refocus our needs and make sure that we advocate for them, no matter how long it takes. That is why, as Zimbabwe Independent Movement, we are in the grassroots. We are making sure that we are doing recruitment in the grassroots, driving a mental decolonization, teaching the right principle of how to approach politics, and making sure that 2028, when it comes, everyone understands how to take a political decision. This wind which is blowing left, right, and center is just nonsense to divert the people from looking into real issues.
Okay, so General, we're coming to the end of our short 30 minutes evening broadcast, and I want us to leave people with something solid. You said Comrade Nyokai Mabunu was not appointed by anyone. Where did he come from?
Yes. I once told you, Mkoma Gambakwe, that, you know, as much as we know the Lacoste in power having upper hand after taking it in 2017, there was an externalized defection of the G40, which actually also is a political formation on its own, you know, a grieving one in any case. So the G40 on its own, it is pushing its agenda outside. And Comrade Nyokai Mabunu is also someone who is externalized at some point. So taking into consideration all this nonsense which is happening there, I don't think he is wrong by rising up, you know. But you can hear from whatever he is addressing, the man is maintaining the DNA of ZANU-PF to say, no, we need to remove this person, but ZANU-PF is in power. I have got his audio when he said, if Chamisa was a ZANU-PF, we were going to prefer him in as much as we are preferring Comrade Chiwenga. Unfortunately, he is not ZANU-PF. You know, he is speaking of ZANU-PF, he protecting ZANU-PF and kicking out an individual. I can go back again to Comrade Kasukwere. At some point, he was speaking to say, I am still a commissar in ZANU-PF because I have never been dismissed. I am still part of that system. But this one who is there, is not actually there with the people's choice. He is maintaining ZANU-PF because they are part of the system, but a faction which was externalized by force. You understand? So we cannot have 100 years of nursing vengeance and all this stuff. Why can't we just come together as a people of Zimbabwe, find each other, constitute what we want to see, and have a drafted a way forward? We go for a transitional government which is going to be inclusive of everyone, while we are going forward for a national healing and pressing a reset button of the mess we have done from 2018. So Comrade Nyoka Mabunu was not appointed by anyone, and I think what he's speaking from what comes from his hand, from his head. If not, it comes back to what I said. It is not going to work for the people of Zimbabwe if there are people who are giving him information and purporting that they want to press a revolution in the country while they are in hibernation. No, there is a problem there.
Okay, I get you. So you're saying if there's someone who is behind Comrade Nyoka Mabunu, they should be coming out in the open. They shouldn't be hiding, because what you are proposing is a national sort of arrangement, not something that is organized in the dark somewhere where no one can see it. Is that what I'm hearing from you?
Exactly. That is my position.
Okay, so
that is my position.
I think that's clear, and let's have you again next week, and probably we have more people coming with you. Is there anything else you want to say before we close?
What I want to say is to urge the people of Zimbabwe to verify information before they get excited too much, because the center of our disappointment is in believing the conspiracy theory which comes with unverified sources. We need to actually speak clearly our problems and converge, coming to have a united purpose. There's nothing which is going to happen. As of now, you heard that they said Mnangagwa is going to flee. I can tell you that man was invited, is going to go. If he didn't go today to Namibia, he's going to attend something there. And again, you see, he will take his duties just as normal as it is. You understand? Why? Because we've got people who are playing the double standards. So the people of Zimbabwe must stick to their problems and find a way which is going to address it clearly, so understanding what they want. And at the end of the day, we'll be okay.
Okay, so many conspiracy theorems. You can see somebody saying Gambakwe is a secret agent. Mnangagwa. I'm sure someone is going to say General Stone is a secret agent. Mnangagwa. Zimbabweans are so divided. Zimbabweans are so divided. They don't know what they want. They don't know what the solution is. But I think what you're saying here is so important. I love what you're proposing. Something that brings together everyone in leadership to deal with the situation that we've had in our country, which for 45 years has gone nowhere but backwards. If you go to Harare now, it's worse than 1980.
Exactly.
Which is crazy. It's unbelievable, General. That we can have. Bulawayo had more industries in 1980 than 45 years later.
Yes.
That's crazy.
So anything
yes,
which doesn't work out unity, which doesn't work out accountability, we must never, as the people of, this is the right advice I'm giving them. Any formula which is going to resolve the country communicated by anyone, we need to make sure and scrutinize that formula. Does it work out unity first? Does it work out accountability, so that we will see progress? These are the three missing things we need in the country. Anything other than that, we must never join. We would rather spend 100 years working out on solutions than having cosmetic approach to the permanent problem, which gives us temporary solution. That is my closing.
Okay, I'd like to thank you, General, and I'll see you again, let's say next week. But if something happens, we'll call you during the week. Thank you very much. And I would like to let you go now. I don't want people to get the answer on why you're a general. Next time, I will let you speak about why you are General Stone.
Thank you so much.
Cheers. Right, I think that was clear. I would like to thank all of you for watching. Now, let me give you an answer to a question that was asked about the war veterans. So today there was a meeting at ZANU-PF headquarters where war veterans were supposed to come and receive houses. So that didn't happen. The housing was not there. So the meeting happened. So let me show you. The meeting did take place today, but there was no housing. So Mahia was there. Masimrembwa was there. And Paul Tungwarara was there. These guys are lying to the war veterans. There was no housing scheme. There was no welfare. All they did was give them some sugar and milling from Mnangagwa's factory. And they did give them a small amount of cash on hand. People are struggling, so they take the money. So the war veterans took the money. But there was no war veterans leadership that came over today. So this is a flop. Mnangagwa's plan has failed of using Mahia and of using Masimrembwa and of using Tungwarara. I still believe that Mnangagwa is going to leave. And unfortunately, he's going to leave by the hand of the military. He's not going to leave by the hand of the Zimbabweans. And this is going to happen very soon. So watch very closely. Comrade Mnangagwa is going to come here tomorrow. Unfortunately, he is too busy in another interview. So if you think I'm lying to you, let me just play for you. He's just sending me a voice note now. So tomorrow we're going to have him here.
Tomorrow I'm going to be available after 8. Now on the Tuma conference.
Right, so as you can see, I'm talking to him. Guys, this thing which is happening is serious. We are in a period of Mnangagwa leaving. There is no doubt about it. But as General Stone is saying, you'll be surprised what happens when Mnangagwa leaves. When Mnangagwa leaves, what happens? Very important question. Don't forget that you end up running yourself. After Mnangagwa runs, you may end up running yourself. So it's very important for us to ask questions of the army, ask questions of Geza. Kutimdara Geza, what happens when Mnangagwa goes? Don't leave that unanswered. Because once Mnangagwa is gone, other people are going to step into the vacuum. There's a big vacuum right now. And no one is filling that vacuum. There's a vacuum in the opposition. There's vacuum in the war veterans. There's vacuum in government. Who is going to take over when Mnangagwa goes? What if someone knocks out Chiwenga? Let's say today Mnangagwa leaves and then someone just takes Chiwenga out. What happens? It will be chaos. So we need answers to these questions. Very, very important questions. And we cannot ignore the importance of asking, what is the plan? So we're going to ask Comrade Nyoka Mabunu tomorrow when he comes here. He's the spokesperson of all the guys who are on the side of the military, according to himself. He said to me, when I talked to him, he said in multiple platforms that he's speaking for the military. He said it in a recorded message between himself with Chimama. He said it himself that he has talked to, he gets orders, he says a lot of things. I'm going to summarize them for you tomorrow, and I also query him when he comes here to say, are you getting orders from the military? Are you told when to speak or not when to speak? And do you know when the tanks are going to roll? He said he knows why the tanks came into the city and why they stopped. So tomorrow we're going to ask the men, but don't forget the important question. What happens when Mnangagwa runs, which is going to happen very, very soon, within the next 40 days, 18 April, that is the day when Chiwenga is going to be inaugurated as the president of Zimbabwe. Chiwenga extremely popular right now. Chiwenga is more popular than the Pope right now. People love Chiwenga because they believe that it's going to miraculously solve the problems in Zimbabwe. So everyone is looking at Chiwenga, but they're forgetting to ask the bigger question. What if someone takes out Chiwenga? Can you believe what can happen? What kind of chaos that would be? Let's say Mnangagwa was taken out, then someone takes out Chiwenga. Now who is next? Do you see the problem that we've got? Personalities are a problem. You want to create something new, not a new person, but a new system. I believe that General Stolle has clearly said this in this address, which we have heard over the past 40 minutes. I would like to thank all of you for watching. And for those guys who haven't bought the Mve, our sponsors, Mve, you can buy in Harare, Bulawayo, South Africa, and Autongwe, Nemasalad. We're going to have a special at Easter. So for now, it's going to be one packet for everyone. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. And I'll see you again at 5 a.m. as we give you the morning update. And a good night to you.
Kuno abo bano mamu wanna get it nice. I know Buddha me so, I know Buddha nzebe, I know kaya marigi. Kama kwetu tikomu, kwetu tikomu kusasai. Anogaya mari
Kamba kwe uyo anotara mari anogaya mari garai mamunzwa pane nyaya pano zvamunoda kunzwa zvinotaurwa pano madiko kumunzwa mugovane.com Kamba kwe vanogaya mari vanotaura mari vanoziya mari Kamba kwe vanotaura peya kuti pamberi zvichafamba sei vanoterere zvikubatsirei mukufamba kwenyu zvikubatsirei mirai ndikudze kuti chokwadi pano chizere Kamba kwe vanogaya cash vanopa mafacts vanotaura straight vane evidence vane confidence plus intelligence
entertainment current affairs and news Kamba kwe.com usasarire Kamba kwe anuga